Peace, dearly beloveds. What's going on? It's your boy, it's the legendary Quadeuce, and this is another video on Quadeuce, the essence. And in this video, I want to talk with you guys about the fight to move out of love and how hard that battle is. It's almost a suicide mission to move out of true love in the world where there is none. And I just want to encourage you guys who do move out of true love to keep doing it. It's a fight, it's hard, it's a battle, but remember why you started it in the first place. You feel me? You have to remember that you started this in the first place because of who you are. Now you can get caught up in trying to change the world into what you want it to be, and you could let that slow you down. But I don't want you guys to let that slow you down. So I want to talk to you guys about this battle. I believe that when we reach unconditional love, when we reach that point, I believe that we will reach that point and there will be no more wars. There will be no more need to argue and kill about a position of power because we've now reached the point of unconditional love as a society. That's what I believe. But personally, there's a battle that we fight every day. And that personal battle is maintaining your authenticity in a place where it's always been challenged. You're always being challenged to change and be another version of yourself because somebody else don't like you. Well, that's not really your problem. If I'm being honest. And some of us don't know that that's not our problem. And some of us don't know how to look at the situation like it's not our problem. See what I'm saying? So, if you go through that same thing and that's something that you deal with as well, then you could probably relate to this. You know, having an understanding is great when other people around you have a similar understanding, and it's not so great when nobody understands your understanding. See what I'm saying? So you have to remain steadfast yourself, but you also have to know when you're holding yourself back. You know what I'm saying? You can't remain steadfast in a personality or in the way you express yourself if it don't serve you for the betterment of yourself. You know what I'm saying? You don't want to stick to something that's going to be detrimental to you. You want to stick to something that's going to bring you life, that's going to bring you joy, that's going to bring you happiness and peace. You feel me? So, let's get into it, man. Let's talk about this. The world is always trying to change you. The world is always trying to target you. And it's not intentional. I want you to understand that it's 8 billion moving people. We ain't talking about animals and everything else. And now we got robots moving around and shit. Technology moving around and shit. So I don't necessarily see it as a. Let me try to put my phone up. I don't necessarily see it as necessarily a bad thing. Like I do believe in some conspiracies, and a lot of them actually. But I'm not here to make this about the conspiracies. Like, that's not my aim in this video. That's why I'm not really trying to talk about things in a way that suggests certain conspiracy theories. I want to stick to what we know, because we're trying to grow spiritually here. You know what I'm saying? Develop it. That's what we care about. We don't care about just being right about theories just to say we was right or whatever the case may be. You know, that's one thing I noticed about a lot of the mainstream conscious community. They get to arguing about theories and about what right and what wrong and what could be right and could be wrong. When it's like, I'm going to keep it all the way real with y'all over here on the essence of Quadeuce, because if I wasn't keeping it real with y'all, I wouldn't be keeping it real with me, and this is my essence. So, I'm going to keep it real with y'all. Like, we don't really, I'm not going to say we don't know, because you can get the information to know what happened. That's why a lot of the spiritual stuff makes sense, you know. But ain't nobody really got no real hard proof that's like, but I mean, subjective anyway, because if you looking for truth, you'll find it, and if you looking to prove something to be distrue, you'll also find the reason. You know what I'm saying? So it depends on the person, but whether they find some truth in the spiritual stuff or not. But I'm saying over here, I want to deal with the hardcore facts and the truth. You feel me? I'm not trying to deal with no, that's what they said, he say, she say, and all of that. So, in comparison to other spiritual channels, I don't care about arguing about theories, is what I'm trying to say. Now, we don't know what happens when you die. Of course, based off of cognitive memory of what we can remember that's not in our subconscious, and based off of never being through that experience in this lifetime, pretty much, unless you died and came back. So there's some exceptions to this, and I'm not saying everything got to be in a black and white state. But over here, if we don't know, we just gonna stick to that. There's nothing wrong with saying I don't know and letting that be what you go out for. Like, a lot of people don't want to just say, hey, I don't know what happens, because I've never been through that. And how could I know if I've never been through it? Quote unquote. Now, like I said, nothing is black and white. Everything is colorful. So there's ways to gain this information without going through the actual experience. And I'm going to tell you guys how people gain this knowledge. The Akashic Records. It's not a real quote-unquote place, but it's a real place. You know what I'm saying? It's somewhere that you can only visit by going inside yourself. And the reason why the Akashic Records exist, because everything that happens inside of time is leaving an energy print and an energy signature. If I walk and you put my body under some thermal shit, you're gonna see heat energy. Like, everything literally leaves an energy signature, an energy print, proof that there was an energy that was active there. So everything leaves an energy signature and an energy print. I done damn near forgot what I was about to say. Y'all gotta forgive me. I do this every video, not even just on this channel, on my Quadeuce and Herb channel, on my Quadeuce music channel. If I'm making a long form video and trying to think, yeah, y'all gonna have to excuse me for where I was trying to go with that, but we're gonna try to get it back. We'll touch back on it in a minute. But basically, you have to understand that in this matrix, you are who you are, and the chosen ones, the ones that are considered to be the chosen ones, they are the ones who didn't change their belief system and ideology, if you will, about who they were when the world was putting that pressure on them. And the world gonna put that pressure on you every day. So every day it's a fight. So being spiritual is one of the hardest things you can do, gang. It's one of the hardest things you can do. It's a fight. It's a battle every day, because the world gonna put that pressure on you, and people around you who then lost the battle, they now gonna give you pushback and put that pressure on you as well. So it's like, you gotta be strong to be in the spiritual path. You gotta be really strong and really unwavering in your knowing that you're on your path, and that's fine, and you don't have to change your path because someone else thinks you should be on a different path. I'm trying to get that idea back, y'all, of the conversation I started and didn't complete, because I want to know where I was headed with that thought, but it just stopped mid sentence, like. But yeah, that's the battle. That's the battle. I mean, I know we got to talk about aliens, and I know extraterrestrials is getting rampant out here with all the stuff that's coming out, and I know we could talk about what they're putting in the food, and I know we could talk about what they're putting in the water and all of these other things, and we're going to talk about a lot of that stuff, and we might touch on a little bit of that since I shared something about it in this video. You know what I'm saying? But a lot of people don't talk about that personal battle of just maintaining and being yourself. Authenticity is the highest frequency. Did you hear what I said? Authenticity is the highest frequency. That means you gotta be real to be powerful. And then in the spiritual community too, a lot of people don't break this stuff down. They just say it to sound smart. And it sounds smart, and it is smart. It's wisdom, it's knowledge, you know what I'm saying? Information. And you gotta be in tune to receive it, and access it. But where are you as far as breaking this stuff down to the people so that they can understand? Kind of like how a pastor would do or a preacher would do the word, at church. I don't think we have enough people in the spiritual community that's trying to break this stuff down. Well, guess what? Now you got me. I'm here to break this down. We not just gonna talk about big words, but we gonna break them down and we gonna put them into terms so you can understand. That's how spiritual church, gang. What they know about spiritual church? We have a spiritual church. Right here, I'm gonna come up with a slogan for that. It's gonna be fire. In due time, in due time. I'm just going with the energy, moving with the energy cycles. You understand? But yeah. So not many people is talking about things and breaking them down, and I'm trying to break down the simple understanding that we all have our own battle to fight every day spiritually. To be yourself, to maintain your spirit and be who you are. Some people, I know it's hard to believe, y'all, but some people walk around fake. They not being their real self. They not able to anymore. They can't unlock that part of them. They kind of like stuck. And the reason why they kind of like stuck is because they kind of like put up a wall. But when you put up a wall, what you don't realize you're doing is you're trapping yourself inside of the wall. So you putting up a wall. People, hey, let me say that again. Let's break this down. When you put up a wall, and like, I'm putting up a wall, I put up a wall quick. I do on the motherfucker. Yeah, but you doing that to yourself too. Yo, your real self don't want to be trapped off emotionally from other people and not be able to associate and shit. Your real self don't want to do that for real. You see what I'm saying? Not unless that's what it's called and that's what it's time for you to do in your life. But I'm saying, people don't realize that you put up a wall, you trapping yourself in. Trying to protect yourself and keep something out. You don't even realize. Now, you just, instead of keeping it out, you just lock yourself inside with it. Because what you putting up a wall to protect yourself from, that shit normally doesn't work. You still gonna get in. They still gonna get in. Still gonna get in. You feel me? So you may well not put up the wall and use a different strategy. But to each his own, you know? But what was we talking about? We talking about being yourself and authenticity in that battle. You guys to really know yourself, to really be yourself. Being yourself does not come without knowledge of yourself. So, if you're not willing to go through things to learn you, what you like, what you don't like, how you feel, how you don't feel, how you react to certain things, how you don't react to certain things, your strategy and your plan to grow through it all. If you're not thinking like that and trying to do that, then you can't really live in your authenticity and true authenticity. You fake. This is why the ancient Egyptians said, you guys, come on, somebody, know thyself. Why was that the first thing on before you even went inside school, before you learn anything? If you don't know you don't know nothing, because being you and knowing you is the key to all this shit. Authenticity is what it's called. Quadeuce gonna break it down for you. Say, come on, Quadeuce. Break it down. We in spiritual church. Listen to me now. You got to know yourself. The ancient Egyptians knew that thousands of years ago, however long ago it was. They knew that uh, other civilizations all across the world knew this. You know what I'm saying? We, in modern times and in modern day, we've just decided to have amnesia and act like we never heard of these things. You heard of this shit before. You know what I'm saying? Just ain't really piqued your interest like that. You know what I mean? Because it's not your time to wake up. That's what that means. And when it's your time to wake up, it'll pique your interest. And it might not even be in this life. Honestly. That's how it go. Like it might not be even in this life. It literally might be in another life. For real. That's how it really go. So it's like you need to know yourself. There's no way around it. Anybody and everyone is trying to get away from knowing themselves. You're running from being the most powerful version of you that you can be. Because authenticity is the key. And to have it, you need to know you to get it. And that's before you can even understand that, you have to know that that's the battle that all of us have to fight with. I don't care who you is, what you do, what you have, what you don't have, what you say you like, what you don't like, what you say you don't like, who you know, who you don't know. You feel me? How much money you got, how much money you don't got. I don't know if I said that. It don't matter. Because the universe knows frequency, and the universe recognizes authentic vibrations. Source recognizes authentic vibrations. Right? For sure, for sure. And when you authentic, then you can talk to God. You see what I'm saying? When you're authentic, then you can talk to God. If you are, if that's what you call the entity, the divine entity, you can talk to source when you authentic. But when you're not, you can't, cause it's kind of like that's really one of the wrongest things you can do. Is go your whole life. It's so disrespectful too. And if you brought up in the thought process of not thinking about energy and thinking right and wrong, I was brought up in the same thought process, so I understand. But to break it, you gotta get to a different level. You gotta break out of it, right and wrong. No, instead of thinking it's right and this is wrong in form of action, that's teaching you action and result. It's not teaching you energy, which is the real form of everything. So already you got a false sense of everything because it's all about right and wrong. But what's right and wrong? If I kill you because you're trying to kill me, I'm right. But if I kill you because you made me mad, I'm wrong. But either way, I still killed you. So that don't change the result. So that don't even make sense. Yeah, you feel what I'm saying? If it was two things, how the hell gonna be two things giving me the same damn result? So I just proved to you right there, you fit church. Let's have spiritual church. Can we? You say we can? Okay, let's do it then. I just proved to you right there, if you stay to this far in the video, I just proved something to you right there. How we gonna be saying there's a right side and a wrong side, and then those things in depending on the situation can still yield the same result? No, we're not gonna do that, nah, cause that don't make sense. Okay? It makes more sense that there's just energy and you got people with a good intention or a bad intention and they're wielding this force around all the time. You see what I'm saying? So instead of thinking something is good or bad, right or wrong, because they get you caught when you say, hey, that's good, that's bad. That's not you saying that. Let's have spiritual church. That's ego. It just like you saying like, oh, like I fuck with like I only wear Gucci. I don't wear no Nike and shit. I only wear Gucci. I only wear designer. That's ego with that choice and that choose and shit. You feel what I'm saying? It's a bit of ego in there. Not saying it's bad or good or bad, because I just told you it ain't none of that. It's just people wielding around energy and the alignment of the vessel and what's in the vessel's mind, heart, spirit, soul, and the alignment of the vessel's body determine the alignment of your body and your chakras and how tuned in your body is to the frequencies like a pitchfork determine the potential output of or the potential that you could have in that aspect. You see what I'm saying? And it's like the soul and the spirit, you feel what I'm saying, lined up and being in tune with that. It's like where you at with it. You feel me? And people don't need. I just forgot what I was about to say. I know I just finished that idea, so y'all got it, and it might come back to me. But mid conversation, I forget like all ideas. Crazy. It's a real superpower. You heard me? Like crazy. But yeah. I know I finished that idea, so hopefully y'all caught on to what I was saying with that. If it don't come back to me. Um, I just be having to remember what I be talking about. It's like I be talking about it, then it slip my mind, then I'm like, damn, what was I talking about? But yeah, man, authenticity, man. Okay, you gotta be it. That's how you gonna talk to the universe. That's how you gonna communicate with God. That's your connection as a God. You know what I mean? Or a high vibrational entity or being. Period. You got connection. Fuck all that. I mean, not fuck it all. I still learn about it because why would I turn my ear away from information? You know what I'm saying? That's truthful. You know. But over here, I'm more so, we don't focus on all that. Yeah, that's more so, again, people arguing about who right and who wrong about genes and who's here first and the original man and woman. And it's like, we kind of know. Like, if you know, you know. It ain't no real, in my opinion. I mean, shout out to the people, because I'm looking at it from a different perspective. Shout out to the people that's out there teaching us knowledge and waking people up and got people learning this, because I had to be woken up and was taught this knowledge to arrive at where I'm at in my spiritual journey. So this is all a part of everything. But right now, I'm saying like I'm not on that personally too much here. It's more so cultivating your personal connection with spirit. Now we gonna talk about a lot of things on the outside and what they do, and you know, a lot of conspiracies, quote unquote, about this matrix. But I'm trying to build with you, as far as build a foundation with you. So as you can tell, my first videos have been pretty much laying the foundation of an understanding and a cultivation of your essence. You see, this is me and my essence, and I'm trying to show you how to cultivate your essence. So that's what we're doing here. I'm cultivating essences, and I'm showing you how to cultivate yours. and kind of think for yourself and move in your own, within your own spirit and your own soul. You know what I'm saying? Instead of having to always rely on what somebody tell you, what somebody told you, uh, what is thought, like how to really break down and distinguish information that should you take it as truth or not. You know what I'm saying? Or should you just take it as thought and entertainment and let it do just what it's designed to do? You feel me? But to be truthful with you guys, you're gonna have to be and develop some authenticity. And I know I talked about authenticity in another video, but this is gonna basically be a part two to that, explaining in depth and in detail and breaking down why it's so important and why you must know yourself to get it. Now, how do you know yourself? And why are we talking about knowing yourself? Because that's the first foundation for anything, is to know who you are. So we may as well just turn this into a series of about 3-4 videos, this authenticity thing, and we gonna continue. You know what I'm saying? Now I touched on the fight and the battle. Now this is the fight and the battle that everybody has, like I said. But the reason why you want to go through this fight and this battle and gain the right to say, hey, I'm my authentic self, is because that's going to open up the doors. That is the key, as I said in my last video. That's going to open up the doors for you and just living life. Because now you can live how you're designed to live and truly experience Source and communicate with Source and see that everything is alive and how it moves through Source and how Source moves through it, me and you, and everything that has an animation wouldn't move without a spirit. You know what I'm saying? And we wouldn't go to a place after we pass and transcend if we didn't have a soul that allowed us to travel. You see what I mean? So there is a lot of reasons to be authentic and know yourself. Now you gonna know yourself by meditation, breathing. By the way, if you stayed into this long in the video, you know I got a gym for you. You gon' breathe, man. Breathing, when you breathe, you're not just breathing in oxygen. You're breathing in consciousness, if you want to say it like that. Or like, just imagine that everything is God, and God is the makeup of all things we see, hear, feel, smell, touch, taste, and can view and vision when we pass on and astral project and all of that other stuff. God is making up. Imagine if God had a body. God's body and brain and everything that is a part of God and all of his cells is making up the fabric of the universe. Physically and on the metaphysical side. So this is all God. This has all been Source all the time. You've been breathing in Source. You've been touching Source. Source been all around you. You see Source, you talk to Source, you hear Source. Source just gotta recognize itself as Source. And then once everything can recognize itself as Source, we go back to oneness. We could be one split into many different things, but we are one thing. And we can know that we one thing and love each other on the back end like we one thing, and still have things like friendly competition, competitiveness, make money, you know what I'm saying, social status. All of that still can't exist. And we can still say at the end of the day, hey, we play against each other We rap against each other. We uh, compete against each other. But we know that we're God or source at the end of the day. Hold on one second. So I'm back, guys. My bad. But like I was saying, dang, I forgot what I was saying. You need to know yourself. I gotta kind of start back over here. Every time I come back, I'm sorry, y'all. You need to know yourself, and this is kind of hilarious. It might be annoying for y'all to watch this. I'm not sure. I'm kind of like uh vibrating high, so I'm kind of like vibrating high. So like, if I forget where I was at, I just start over, and that's kind of cool, right? You feel me? Because maybe you needed to hear it again. You know what I'm saying? So authenticity, man, is the key. And knowing yourself is the key to gaining it, because you can never gain it without knowing yourself. And you gonna know yourself, like I said, by meditating, by breathing. I was talking about source and how it's all around you, and it's been around you your whole life. You just never recognize it. This reality is not about achieving through it's not as much as about achieving things through the physical as people think. Like, yeah, you gotta put in some work for it, but it's more so about just realizing that you everything you always wanted to be at the moment that you wanted to be. Now, once you realize that you everything that you always wanted to be, like right now, if you want to be in the NFL, you are an NFL athlete. Right now, that's really the key to bringing that to you and manifesting and attracting. Just realizing that. See what I'm saying? So all of this stuff kind of interconnects, and like I said, that's gonna bring you everything. But you have people who can't be authentic, and they lost the realization that at the moment that you wanted to be that, and you realize that that's what you wanted to be, that's what you were, that's what you became. For some people, that's what they became at that moment. And that's the difference. Like, you can't just want to be it, you gotta become it, like right now, because you want to be it. Stop saying, like, I want to be it, I want to go to the NFL. Nah, I'm an NFL athlete. Or if you don't feel comfortable with saying I'm an NFL athlete, just say I'm an athlete. You cannot even be on the team yet. I'm an athlete. It don't matter. Because that's what you are. That's what you decided consciously that you're going to put energy into being and becoming. So you get to claim and say that that's what you are now. You have all the rights to say it as much as an NFL athlete. The only difference is you see the result of NFL. You see what I'm saying? But results and who you are is not the same thing, gang. That's what you gotta know. And that's kind of what being authentic and knowing yourself can help you realize. It's not the same thing. If you get caught in thinking, and it's so easy to start thinking like, ah, man, the results is what's determining this shit. People only care about the results. But you shouldn't care about the results, because you started creating to be it. You didn't start creating it to put yourself in mental slavery and torment yourself by only being able to enjoy being it if it works on a scale that other people see as successful or amazing. You see what I'm saying? That's like you tricking yourself out of position to get it. Literally, by not being authentic and not knowing yourself to become authentic, you are tricking yourself out of position to get everything you ever think and said you wanted out of life. Let's have spiritual church. Quadeuce finna break this down to y'all, man. Been breaking it down. We breaking it down like a whole pound, you heard? Yeah. We breaking it down like break dancing, like be dancing, you hear me? So, like, share, subscribe, man. Comment, feel free. To join my other channels, Quadeuce Music, Quadeuce in Motion, this Quadeuce the Essence, Quadeuce World, and I'll probably have some more channels coming out soon. But before I leave you guys, we got about 20 more minutes. That's the war. And at the base core of everything to me, that's the personal connection. And that's the place to start with this spiritual stuff. Because it's personal. You feel me? If I just connect you with this spiritual stuff and make it about Donald Trump and conspiracies of meat and conspiracies of people who have died in the entertainment industry and passed on, or whatever, the government, whatever. It's not personal and relatable to everybody because everybody not into that. But your personal battle every day that you fight to be authentically you, because that's the highest form of vibration, and it feels so freeing and good and normal and relaxing and peaceful to be authentically you. Ooh, and I'm so glad I said it. That's another thing people don't understand. Let's have spiritual church. People don't understand, like, they be looking to be peaceful and find joy and figure out how to cut down on the stress. And it's like no matter what they do, what they get, who they meet, they can't find it. It because what's stressing you out is you not being your authentic self. Because it's more likely that person is like flexing for the gram. Got family things going on. Can't talk to them. I mean, was raised a certain kind of way. And it's like, you will be stressed out. You could feel very stressed out and very depressed and very everything like that in that lower form of energy. Just because you're not being authentic, but you don't realize that that's what's causing you to feel like that. It causes anybody to feel like that. Let's take a baby. Take a baby. We gonna give you an example from the young to the old. Let's take a baby. What happened when you hold a kid and don't let them move? No matter what they was doing, they gonna what? Start trying to move, right? They gonna start trying to move. A baby, a kid, a toddler, anybody, right? They gonna start trying to move. And I done forgot what I was about to say again, gang. Hold on, we gotta catch this back. I know I said the main point, but that was about to be a fire example. I was about to say, what happened when you hold a kid that try to move? What happened when you hold an elder or an elder has to go to a nursing home? They get mad, they get upset, they get disgruntled. They always trying to go out the door. They always trying to leave. They always, if you know and been around nursing home, the elders will be cussing them nurses out, like, for real. Because they be mad. Like, they trying to move. They trying to go. You feel me? So it's like, when you, dang, I forgot what I was saying and how I was talking about it. But it was making so much sense to me, though. Dang. It's going to come back. It's going to come back. When when your energy is held down and restricted from being, okay, it was related to authenticity. I got it. Being its authentic self at any given time and at any given point, you don't like it. When a child can't move freely when they want to move, it's not because you holding them. It's not because it's hurting them. They don't like it. It's not because it's bad. Like, super, you're just holding them. Like, if a child was asleep and not tripping, and well, not tripping, but if a child was asleep and not tripping about being held, and you was holding them without letting them go for the moment, they wouldn't be crying or anything. But what's the difference? You're doing the same action. The difference is they can't be authentically themselves because you're not allowing them to animate their spirit, and their spirit wants to move. So they mad, like, spirit want to move, like, so it changes their whole body's emotions through the different hormones and stuff. Spirit want to move, and you're not letting spirit move. Spirit like, pump the rage, you feel me, pump the hormones that make you let your body know, like, hey, I wanna move. So that's the same thing with authenticity. Like, people are really walking around disgruntled, angry, ready to snap and hurt people, because hurt people. And it's all because they can't be their authentic self and be free. And that's why it's so important to be free. You know what I'm saying? It don't matter. This is why it does not matter if someone is making fun of you for being yourself. Because you being yourself is way more important and valuable than them making fun of. Like, the value exchange don't even compare. Don't let somebody little corny roast or trash talk about you for however long affect the value that you gonna get out of being your authentic self. Like, even though it's on polar opposite sides, on the just general value scale, if we were to say this is the value I brought from roasting some jokes for 5 minutes, and this is the value you gonna get out of being your authentic self, the key to the universe. Like, don't let that, don't even, we can get over the roast, baby. We don't even like meat. You heard me? We can get over the roast. We don't even like meat. So, it's like, you gotta know that all of this matrix shit is set up for you to get tricked out your position. They don't want you using that key and unlocking no doors. That's how they keep the control. Because we all got the control. It's in control. Like, we got our own control. We got peace. Like I said, we're living in the entity that one would call God. We're living in the entity. The entity is animating through us. Like, this is all God. Like, this ain't me. This is God. This ain't a house. This is atoms made up of 99% empty space, and the 1% space, my theory personally, is the 1% space that is not empty inside of the atom is God, that part, the God particle. The cell in you that is the straight gene directly from what the entity we would call source of the creator. That's what I believe. But it's like, and I believe that to be in everything. So I believe that to be how God says He's omnipresent. How God is omnipresent. The entity of source is everywhere at one time. Because all things is possible. You feel me? We live in a world of endless possibilities. Why is the world? The world is full of endless possibilities because we live inside of God. Like, we live in God's mind. That's why the universe and consciousness and awareness and the physical form of it is space. And that's expanding at a rapid rate. Because God is gaining knowledge. This is all about gaining information, I believe. That's why this shit just keep expanding and expanding and ain't got no end. Because it's not about reaching no goal. We not going nowhere with this. It ain't no destination. We just going. And we just falling in love with that process. You know what I'm saying? I take that same motivation and that's what I use in my life. Like, I'm not trying to reach no goal for real. My only goal is to fall in love with the process and to create a lifestyle of balance with these processes that work for me. You see what I mean? So, you take all this stuff and you can use it. You can use it to get better. You can use it to do more. You can use it to be you. You know what I mean? And once you authentic, can't nothing stop you, can't nothing hold you back. Can't nothing get in your way. It can try, but like I said, you vibing with the most powerful vibration. And then on top of that, if you authentic and you moving out of love and that's authentic too, ooh, you is unstoppable. Now you rolling doubles. You know what I'm saying? You rolling with two of the most powerful frequencies in the universe. You rolling with the great transender and you rolling with the master key. You know what I'm saying? With the master, that's why I call love and authenticity. The great love, the great transcender, and authenticity is the master key. You rolling with the master key and the great transcender, you can't go wrong. You can't be attacked. You can love yourself out of it, love yourself through it. It is nothing nobody can do to you. No door can't be closed because you gonna open another one because you authentically you. You gonna naturally open another door or a window. Nobody can ever get you to the point when you authentically yourself that you not gonna be opening doors, because if the universe got a door for you that's designed for you to go through it, y'all know the saying, and I be saying this shit too, like, if it's meant to be, it'll be. I don't believe that no more at this moment, because I just thought about this, right? The universe got a door for me to go through. The universe can't force me to go through the door though. Like, I can see the door and pass right by it. Like, oh, my bad, I ain't even see that. And the universe just like shaking my head. You know what I'm saying? But this is what be happening. Like, we ask something, the universe to give it to us, but we don't accept it and go through for whatever reason. So you could deny a door that the universe is open for you, but when you authentically you can always open the door. It could be no door, and there will be a door made, because your vibration that you send it out into the field that pulls and attracts, just like the pulls of the planets and how they rotate around each other and how they stay in alignment, all that magnetic field and energy is like in the air. So like space is like right in front of your face. So like the same magnetic energy that's holding the planets in rotation and shit is the same magnetic energy that's all around you, which is the feminine principle of God. And the masculine principle would be that electrical principle. So it's electrical magnetism, electromagnetism. And that's, if I'm not mistaken, which I'm not, it's like protons and neutrons, which is like a positive and negative charge. And the positive charge would be the masculine, and the negative charge would be the feminine, if I'm not mistaken. Yeah, I'm not mistaken. For sure. So you see how I just put all that together? This is how they don't break it down on these other channels. So you don't get a good grasp of understanding because the analogy, they don't understand it. Like, don't tell me the information. Tell me how it relate to you. Show me you understand the information. Don't just tell me like I know this. So it's different when you can take this in and interpret it and break it down and put it into different principles that help you along with your life and your journey. You feel what I'm saying? So that's what we do over here. But, like I'm saying, that's what I believe, right? And like I said, you roll with the master key and the great transcender, and you gonna be good. That's a hell of a foundation. You know what I'm saying? Like, you can't get no better of a foundation than to be have unlocked the great transcender and the master key. Man, undefeated off the rip. Like, it's too easy after that. You feel me? Nah. Understand, these are tools. Tools just give you the ability to do the work, but it don't get the work done. So, the work still got to be put in. But you have the love to transcend the emotional trauma and the heartbreak that you might have to endure in this life. And you have the master key to and the authenticity to be yourself anywhere. And because you yourself, you can talk to the universe anytime and it's going to answer. Because it hear you and you hear the universe because you authentically you. It's going to talk in your native language that only you understand, that only you know. And it's going to say stuff through certain principles like numerology and astrology and all of that stuff. So, roll with that master key, man. Roll with that master key and roll with that motherfucking the great transcender, man. Love and authenticity, man. That's why it's important to have it. That's why it's important to be it. That's why it's important to do it, baby. You gotta understand that. And when you understand that, you had a good start to understand a lot. You know, a lot of people leave here and don't have this understanding at all. A lot of people attract the wrong reality because they don't have this understanding at all. So if you're here right now and if you found this video found you. It was not by accident. It needed to find you. And that's how the universe do. It's alive. It's thinking. It's working. It's moving. It's expanding. You know what I mean? So, it's another video, baby. We did it for another hour. Hour of power, you feel me? Fixing your heart so it don't be sour. You feel me? It's your boy Quadeuce, and this has been another video on the channel, another episode of, if you would, Quadeuce, the essence. And I might have some short form videos coming out today of me randomly talking about some things on my mental plane, whether it be motivation or relationship, anything that come to mind. Cause we gotta get this channel bumping and jumping. People gotta see this shit, man. We having spiritual church. Alright, man. Hey, keep the positive vibrations. I showed y'all how to find your peace when nothing else is working. And you got everything, but you ain't got yourself.
How you fuck around and left yourself at the door, and you done went into this man. You got a mansion and fucked around, walked in $1 million mansion, and left yourself at the motherfucking door. You feel me? That don't even make sense. That's crazy as hell. But it's all good though. We gonna get you back on track, man. Like, we gonna show you how to take yourself with you, your real, authentic, true self with you, and be that everywhere you go. And we gonna talk more in depth about why you need to be that, man. On the attraction side, baby, y'all gotta see the type of lifestyle you can have in a track right now. No kids out. You feel me? So, man, keep it peaceful, keep it positive, keep it loving. Roll with the great transender and the master key, baby. It's Quadeuce. It's been another lovely video, beloveds. I enjoy talking to you guys. And until next time, baby, peace.